Welcome to the business of being healthy, where we are passionate about treating our health as good as we treat our wealth. Sheley Brien here, and I am obsessed with sharing real-life experiences and wisdom to help save you time, heartache, and money as you continue to grow personally and professionally. Twice a week, we push aside that BS to take massive intentional action. And I promise by tuning in, you will receive the straightforward talk you've been waiting for, filled with actionable steps that will inspire you to achieve the health and wealth you desire while you are building your empire. Welcome back to another episode of the Business of Being Healthy podcast. My name is Sheley Brien, and today's topic is one of my favorites. And we're going to dive in here a little bit, but there's going to be more episodes that will come on this same topic and really just, diving deeper, going into more tactical moves that you can make towards your health in relation to your business. Now, in our businesses and our careers, Q4 is that time of year when we step on the pedal knowingly, because the momentum gained during those last couple months will propel us to start strong in the new year. And now that we're here in 2023, I cannot believe it. I'm recording this podcast on January 4th. We are off to the races, right? The pedal is down and we are going. Here in January is where you see all the new diets, the new workouts start. And I know that they have best intention, but when all of this new is starting, is that there's just little concern, or let me say acknowledgement, for your business or family priorities. Have you maybe had this happen before to you? Where you have the best intentions and game plan, and you start strong only to find yourself taking a detour after you've been going for a couple weeks. I don't know, you can't see me, but I'm raising my hand over here because I've been there and I've done that. I've overcommitted with the best intentions. And while that is nice and those intentions make me feel good and maybe make you feel good, they don't produce the results that we're looking for. And we're high achievers in business, and we can be high achievers in our health as well. So let's bring it back to the momentum mentality that you used in Q4 with your business and how that same mentality can be transferred over to your health. Now, before we dive in, I have to address this one topic because listen, if you're a parent, right, you get that unexpected call from school, or maybe your business, someone calls out sick, or you have a deadline that you misscheduled and now you have to do it. There are so many things that can take us off track of our health goals, and they're all in relation to like priorities, responsibilities that we have, but there's also some that are stories that we tell ourselves. Now, Lindsay Schwartz, she's the founder of Powerhouse Women. And I heard her say this on a podcast, and it has made me smile ever since because it lets me kind of get a gauge on where I am. Lindsay refers to these stories we tell ourselves as cute quits, or reasons why we're validating why we're quitting or stopping. Like, let me ask you, have you ever thought, oh, fall is my bulking season? Oh, I'll worry about me once the kids are older. Oh, once this launch in my business is done, I will jump back into my health. Or man, I was so good this week, I'm going to lay off this weekend and enjoy. Or my favorite, I'll have fun this weekend and start strong again on Monday. If you're nodding to any of those, I know I am. I'm sure you've been there with me too. Now, if you're a business owner or a leader in an organization and heard someone saying how they are planning to finish the project after the deadline, you would lose your mind, or at least maybe there would be an HR issue. There's never a good time to let the foot off the gas in your business, and the same applies to your health. Yet, unfortunately, most often than not, our health is what gets sacrificed over our business or family. Now, based upon my experience with coaching high achievers and being one myself, this occurs for a couple of reasons. So often we try to take on too much change all at once. Now, habits take time to develop strategically, especially ones that maybe take up extra time in our schedule or we depend on others to make sure that it happens. Number two is checking off the list only lasts so long. It definitely feeds our accomplishment meter, right? How good does it feel to like mark a check off or cross something off our list? We love that. Yet the motivation to keep going when it gets tough or when these obstacles come up is much deeper than you think. And it's not relevant to a checklist. And number three is we tend to always look for that next quick fix rather than understanding the skills we already possess, which are transferable, which we can leverage. We already have a skill. Why not leverage that same skill in another area of life than learning something brand new? Now, if you are a business owner and you're career driven or you lead a team within an organization, I am here to tell you that you already possess the skills needed to succeed in your health and create that steamroller mentality. Now, let's dive in. I want to discuss a few of those transferable skills from your professional background, which you can utilize and create your health momentum. Goal setting and clarity. I bet it's January. I bet you already have your 2023 business plan done. Scheduling. Who doesn't live by their schedule? I know I've got a couple apps on my phone that I am making sure that I do not miss anything. I'm sure you might have the same. Strategy and planning. If you are going to spend resources, money, time, people, I'm sure you're going to have a strategy that is developed, plus the metrics on how to measure success. That is already in your business. That is so valuable over in your health as well. Why do the work or spend the resources if we are not getting the desired result? Outsourcing, one of my absolute favorite topics to talk about. If you've seen me on social media at all, I encourage you to follow me over there. But if you've seen me, that outsourcing is one of my favorites. And I think it takes some time, age, maybe a little gray hair to get there. So if I can help you save some time and getting there sooner, I am going to. Moving on, mentorship and coaching. Now, how can you shorten the time frame and spend to gain the skill that you need to succeed? If you are bringing in a new system to your business, you are for sure going to bring someone in to train your team on that system and or you on that system so that you can get up and moving as fast as you can. Same applies for your health. Budgeting. Oh, I could go on this one for so many angles when it comes to your health. Think about it. Budgeting, nutrition, workouts, time, resources, investment, goals, mental growth. Budgeting is one that we can all use. Habit stacking. This is a skill that can be developed and absolutely skyrocket your results. So what habits are supporting your efforts right now that you can build on and expand? And what habits are not supporting your goals? It goes both ways. And in fact, if you stick around, I'm going to have another episode on that one specifically. Now, skills development and training. So time blocking out your year and strategizing which skills need development when. Find the right person who is the expert in the field. So when you think about it, if you have a sales team, you're not going to hire an accountant to do your sales team. You're going to hire someone that understands sales and marketing and the mindset behind that. Absolutely the same training and mentality goes over to your health. So for today's episode, we're going to dive deeper into 3 of these transferable skills so that you can take action immediately on leveraging your business knowledge towards elevating your health. Have you ever thought about that before? My business is going to help me be healthier. And just think, when you're healthier, your business is going to thrive better. I am living proof of that. Plus, so are my clients. Now, each one of these that we just discussed, and there's so many more, but each one is so valuable on their own. But these 3 are the ones I hear most often from my clients who are business owners. That's scheduling, outsourcing, and goal setting. So each one of these, we're going to dive in. I'm going to give you a couple tips with each one as well. So scheduling, I also like to call scheduling boundaries. So often we plan our schedules for work, maximizing each minute. Yet when it comes to scheduling the time for your work as to your health, it's like, I'm asking too much. Like, never could I ever do that in my schedule. And the reality is, let's be honest here. If it's not in your schedule, then it won't get done. So let's use that same mentality to your advantage. You are important and you have earned and are worthy of a spot in your calendar. Now, tip number one is to schedule time allocated to your health, just like any other appointment. I'm serious. I want you to feel the pressure like that appointment is closing a $1 million deal that is going to make or break your company. Would you walk into that appointment late? Would you walk in without all the tools ready to go that you needed to prepare for that meeting? Heck no. You're ready to close that deal, get that business, and move on. That is the same thing. So make sure when you're scheduling, if you need to bring any tools with you for your health, AKA gym bag or food or a book or a podcast earmarked, any of those things, make sure that you come prepared. Now, tip number two, when it comes to scheduling and boundaries, is make sure that it is realistic. I'm going to share an example with one of my clients recently. She came to me and, guns a-blazing. I'm going to, exercise 5 days a week, and I'm going to get up at 5 a.m. and get there and go do it. And I asked her, I pushed back and was like, are you sure that's where you want to be right now, where you're starting? Yeah, I feel really confident I can do that. And I was like, okay, no problem. And we have weekly calls. And on our next call, I opened it up asking her how it was going. And she's like, I got there once. And I'm like, okay, how do you feel? She's like, I feel kind of like a failure, like I didn't get it done. I'm like, all right, that feeling isn't going to help us. So let's set a scheduling goal that is going to make sense with your workload. So with that, we were able to talk, and we actually, she decided that 2 days a week was realistic after we dove into her schedule a little bit more. And I'm happy to say that she has been able to do that ever since, and leveraging the results of it for her business. So I absolutely love that. So make sure that tip number two is that it's realistic. Start small, build upon that. Now, the second topic that I wanted to talk about was outsourcing. Now, when you look at your day, what is holding you back from allowing time for your health? Now, this could be at home or during your workday. In order to grow in one area, you must outsource to support your efforts. This is true in business, and this is true in health. So I'll give you a personal example. One of the things that bogs me down in work is copywriting. I love being on a microphone or being on social media in front of the camera. I actually love that. I don't love copywriting. I can convey all of it, but it bogs me down and it slows me down in my day. What do? I hire a copywriter to take that on for me. So that way it frees me up to focus on other things that are aligned with my business. Now, another example is in your home. So if you come home and you are thinking about, oh my gosh, I have all this laundry to do. I have the cleaning to do, the dishes to do. I have to pack lunches for me or the family. Oh gosh, I got to pick up the kids from school. I got to get the dry cleaning. I have to pack for my trip. I have to go shopping at the grocery store. If all these things are bogging down, you're already giving yourself a cute quit to not take care of your health that day. So what in your day could you hire out? Could you have someone come in and clean and do your laundry? Now, the reality of it is you don't need all the time in the world, but what few things either in business and or in your home that you could outsource to free up some additional time that you can leverage towards your health. So tip number one, when it comes to outsourcing, is take an audit of your day and see where you're spending excessive time on a task. Now, that task and the importance of it is irrelevant. Is that taking too much time away from you where you could be leveraging your time to gain more results? Then ask yourself, can I outsource this task to free up that time and mental space? If the answer is no, move on down your list when you've taken that audit of your day. Now, tip number two is make sure that when you outsource and you get that new allotted time back, that it is aligned with your health and not back to your business. Remember, the healthier you are and the better you feel, the better you will perform in your career. So indirectly, any outsourcing investment is actually in you, is an investment in your business. Now, number three, goal setting and planning. Goal setting is so exciting and something high achievers often do, especially when it comes to your business or career. Yet it's a skill. This skill must also contain a different component to be successful when it comes to your health, and that's your feelings. Now, I'm not referring to, being happy or sad or mad. I'm referring to the fact that your business plan, you set a revenue goal. And then often there are tactics and activities that you set in place to reach that goal. You know from previous experience that these tactics will produce the desired outcomes, aka revenue. This creates a checklist, and us high achievers love checklists. I already mentioned that. We love that feeling of accomplishment, of scratching something off. But when it comes to your health, it is important not to only set realistic stretch goals, but also more importantly, how you want to feel as you complete the tactics and reach your goal. Your health and how you feel is so much more than a number on a scale or fitting in your favorite pair of jeans. Tip number one is goals are important to set, but if you're just getting started with your health journey, it is important to reach these goals. So start small and build. If we set these big, audacious goals that we never get to, we don't get to have the dopamine hit that we got it. We can keep going. So important to start small and build from there. Now, tip number two is to ask yourself, if it's 1 year from now and you reached your goals, how would you want to feel in that moment? I just had a conversation with a newer client of mine about this today. And right off the bat, when I asked about her goals, she started high achiever. She started naming, I want to do this and this and this, have these 3 things done. I'm like, those are great. How do you want to feel in that position? And it took her a minute because oftentimes we just want to check off the list, but how do you want to feel? Here's some of the words that she used. I want to feel at peace of taking care of myself and others. I want to feel confident that what I'm doing is enough. Confidence, peace. I want to have love. I want to believe in myself. These are very strong words and feelings that will produce lasting results when it comes to staying with your health goals, regardless of what is going on in your life. Now, as we close out, my hope is that this episode provided a different perspective for you when it comes to leveraging your professional transferable skills to your health. If you wouldn't do it in your business, then why would you do it in your health? Remember, I am bringing you episodes twice a week. If you have any topics that you would like to hear from me, please send me a message on any of my social media accounts or an email to the show notes below. Can't wait to see you next time.